Okay, sample 314. Determine whether each of the following equations represents a combination reaction, a decomposition reaction, or a combustion reaction. Okay? Very simple for these categories. The idea is that if something breaks up into simpler substances, so one compound breaks up into two simpler compounds or a compound and an element, that's a decomposition. Decomposing means breaking up. So generally things break up into smaller things. Combination is the reverse, where smaller things form something larger. Combustion is a very specific type of reaction. Combustion is a reaction of something with oxygen, okay? React with oxygen to form what's called an oxide, and that would be a combustion reaction. So part A, we have two elements, hydrogen and bromine, forming something more complicated, right? This has two elements. This is one element, one element. So when elements combine to form a compound, we call this a combination. Okay? So elements forming a compound would be a combination, or a compound with an element to form a bigger, more complicated compound. That would also be a combination. In part B, we have two HCO2H in liquid state plus oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so this is an example of what's called a hydrocarbon. And generally, when we speak about combustion, what we mean is that a hydrocarbon reacts with oxygen. And when a hydrocarbon reacts with oxygen, you get carbon dioxide, which is an oxide, right? And you get water. So this is just a clear-cut example of a combustion reaction. Okay, just be careful. Combination is not the same as combustion. They sound the same, right? Combustion, combination, they're very close. So let me write this a little bit bigger. Combination. Whereas this is combustion. Combustion is burns. It's a burning. Part C is going to be the third type, which is where something that's more complicated becomes something simpler. So in this case, it's potassium chlorate in the solid state decomposing into potassium chloride plus oxygen. So when you have a compound breaking up into simpler substances, right? That's what's called a decomposition. In a sense, it's the opposite of combination. Okay? Decomposition reaction. Now, you may see some other different types of titles. For example, there's something called a metathesis reaction. Okay, so that's a type of reaction as well. That's not discussed in this textbook, at least not in this section here. So for this particular problem, there's only 3 different types. But what we'll see in chapter 4 is that there are different ways of categorizing chemical reactions. And so we'll look at some modern methods of analyzing types of reactions in chapter 4.